everybody in the Klinefelter's community. My name's Nate, and I got diagnosed with Klinefelter syndrome when I was 17 years old. That was 1997. I was a junior in high school, and I am, 40 years old now, almost 41. Time flies. So I already did this. This is like my second take because I'm doing a showing the grid system that I learned on a video on YouTube, but I didn't find it again, so I figured let's put another one on there in the Klinefelter's community to make, because when you first learn about how you got to inject, it's nice to watch some good tutorials. So yeah, you clean the top of your testosterone, and I'm just gonna do this ahead of time, but I usually draw an imaginary line here and here and here, but I'll just draw it on here today. So I draw it another way to do it. There's like the hand method to find the right spot, and then there's this grid method that I like, and you cut your thigh in half on the side, and then you might want to, yeah, that's probably good, and then kind of like your hip, my hip is right here, and so that would be, I would say, about half right there, and draw a line there, and it's this area in here that's a good spot to inject. I can also flex my leg, but I don't have huge muscles there to see what the difference is, but yeah, this is basically the general area of the bigger muscle. And then I take my 20, I have a 20 gauge and a 25 gauge needle. The 25 gauge I use to inject. The 20 gauge needle is the one I use to pull the medicine, the testosterone, out of the vial. This is a 1 milliliter needle. I think that's the right 1 ml needle, syringe, and the 20 gauge needle. I'll use some more of the alcohol swab on it, and pull the plunger back a little bit, and let's see how much. Today's Thursday. I inject twice a week. I think that's not too typical. So today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I do 2 point right now until I figure out if I'm need to cut down or if I'm at a good amount of testosterone. Recently my levels were a bit high, so I cut down a little bit, but I still haven't seen my regular doctor about that, so I need to make an appointment with her, and I push in all the air into the vial, and then I pull down on the plunger here to get the medicine in there. I like to pull quite a lot in there so I can push out all the air bubbles. I get it right at the 2.5. And then I guess it really doesn't matter at that point, but that's just to get the medicine in there. I pull back on the plunger and allow the oil, because it's I believe it's a grapeseed oil, or usually it is. Yeah, grapeseed oil is like the catalyst they use to put the testosterone in, which I learned. I talked to a pharmacist, and it actually, a lot of the time, I think it's derived from sweet potatoes, which is kind of interesting. So I'm going to switch to the 25 gauge needle now, and because it's less painful. Sometimes it's a little painful, usually not too often, but occasionally it'll hit like a nerve or something. And then it's good to kind of do the whole procedure over again so you can hit the right spot. You know, I get the bubbles out. My doctor told me that it's not that important, that you can actually inject a little bit of bubbles. And I tend not to pull the plunger out once I've gone in. You got to use the alcohol swab and you're really supposed to scrub the surface. Well, it's kind of hard with this line on there because I don't want to touch it, but you really get a good just scrub the skin really good there with the alcohol swab, and a lot of dirt will come off onto the alcohol swab, even if you've just had a shower or something. I'm gonna go for the second one here. Nice and clean surface. I'll let that dry. I have a Band-Aid here. I might have fallen down if I need it for bleeding, but usually I'll just put pressure on the area. Then it's really important to let the alcohol all dry off, or it can sting getting inside there. So I blow on it, and if it feels cool still, it means it hasn't quite dried yet. I have yet to try out one of the contraptions that Ryan has. Some of the other client filters community from the Living with XXY use. I actually want to order one of those and check it out, but I've been doing it this way for many years. I like to make sure there's a little drop that comes out, kind of prepare my mind. For me, prayer works, so I kind of like say a little prayer in my mind, think about Jesus, you know, God, and connect to that energy, and ask if for it to go smoothly, you know, that it have not a pain-free one, and I make sure I'm nice and relaxed, and now here we do it. Nice and slow. The slower the better. If you do it fast, it can hurt more. And then I put a little pressure there. Squeeze it. Sometimes I squeeze out the rest because there's been times where a little bit of blood gets in there, but not this time. And I put a little pressure, and I hold the pressure here for 1 minute. So I count in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17, 24, 30, 38, 39, if you count to 60 in your head nice and quietly or slowly, you can do it out loud, to at least around a minute, and you push the pressure there. It also stops it from bruising, or unless you push too hard, but it allows the area to be isolated, and then that way I don't know, it's less painful afterwards. There's sort of like a bruising thing happens if you don't put pressure on it, and then that can be a little bit painful for a day or so, or 1 or 2 more days. But yeah, other than that, it should be good, and there's no blood. So I hope that was helpful, and thank you. Thanks Ryan for putting this on the Living with XXY.